something that affects all of us is stress. And we don't realize it, but there's a lot of stress. And active listening can actually help us reduce stress. Now, just today, I'm at the grocery store, standing in line, and I hear, "Ma! Ma! Ma!" Now, minutes later, I hear, "Don't touch that. I told you, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Didn't you hear me? I told you, don't touch that." Well, I could tell both people were not actively listening to each other. The mother was too busy playing with her phone. The kids were too busy running around. It was almost like if you took and shook a champagne bottle and popped it. You could feel the tension in the air. At one point, I thought I saw the mother's eye just pop out of her head with stress, just trying to deal with her child. Now, the American Medical Association just released a report. In the last 5 years, psychological stress has gone up 44%. Now, what that really is saying is we're starting to carry more stress in our daily activities. Now, we can reduce that by simply becoming an active listener. Now, I have a formula for this. It's B be an active listener. Now, being an active listener, we're going to start out with the B part, which is really your body. When we do active listening, the goal is to actually be like a football player. Put yourself in front of that person. Accept that message full on. Be a blocker. Let the truck hit you straight on. Let that message come to you. Now, the E part is actually your eyes. There's a lot of nonverbal communication that actually occurs. If we are not looking at the person, how do we know if they're actually saying something or the way they're saying it? This meaning has a total different meaning than this. So we need to use our eyes. The extra E is our ears. And we don't realize this, but all this noise around us, we never shut off. The humming of the machine over there, the breathing of somebody over here, we pick all that up. So what we need to do is concentrate and listen specifically to that person. Now you may be wondering, how can you apply this to your job? Well, the first part, the B, your body, is very simple. The first thing you have to do whenever you're listening to anybody is to stop what you're doing, or to pause what you're doing, or refrain from doing it. And then again, take your chair, spin it to look at them. Stand in a position that says, I'm open. I'm not closed off to your thoughts, but bring them on. Listen to them. Now, when we use our eyes, that brings out a different perspective, especially if you're dealing with children. When you're dealing with a child, it is best to get down at their level. Look at them eye to eye. Let them look into my eyes. I look into their eyes. Our souls are meeting. I can understand if the child's a little fidgety. But when you look them straight in the eye and you're at their level, this stuff kind of disappears. You kind of looking around. My son's notorious for doing this. I'm looking at you, Daddy. No, you're not. Your eyes aren't here. So bringing your eyes in to play helps dramatically. Now your ears. Your ears is one that we just have a tendency just to assume that we're listening. Now, do you realize that a quarterback comes up to the play? He gets set. He's got 40 seconds to call that play. But what happens? A spouse could come in, give 3 commands, or 3 instructions, and you can now wonder, what were those messages? Because you did not actively put your body, your ears, your mind, everything into action to listen. And then you find out why there's some stress at the dinner table when you realize that the chicken is a little more crispier than normal. It's kind of got that little charcoal taste. I'd really love to have the kids at the table, but I don't know where they're at. Was I really supposed to pick them up? Your spouse has now got this look on her face like she wants to kill you. You could feel the stress. And that stress leads to diabetes. It leads to heart problems, to overweightness. It also leads to depression. So what you want to do is be an active listener. That is going to reduce your stress and other people's stress just by active listening. And it's very simple to do. So become active in your listening, and you will find that you will reduce your stress.